Guys, we have a big breaking news coming out. World War III update. President Donald Trump frustrated with Putin's non-rational approach to ending war. The US president is frustrated with Putin's approach to peace talk, says Trump ally and British Reform UK Party leader Nigel. Now, Putin proves with every week that goes by that he's not rational, that he doesn't want a just settlement, and frankly, he is an incredibly dangerous man, for Waj told reporters on Thursday. All right, we're going to see what's going on here, guys. We have tons of very important news when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Before I start, for those of you that want to send us letters, a prayer request, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. Guys, check out the videos I posted today. I did post some videos. Lithuania to declare state of emergency. They're getting thousands of young soldiers. We're talking about in their 18s. They're getting thousands of them ready and locked and loaded. You have Germany. They're also getting their stuff ready starting January 2026. That's 3 weeks away. Those who turns 18 years of age, all male, they have to apply when it comes to signing up. It's at least to possibly mandatory or like a military draft. But it's not considered military draft yet. But they want all boys the age of 18 to sign up, and their names is going to be in the database for worst case scenario. So NATO, they're getting ready. They're preparing, and check out the videos. I'm posting all videos of NATO in the comments box. Now the president, he's really furious. He's not happy with Putin. So once again, you have Farage, who described the U.S. president as a peacemaker. Said the president was doing his best to secure a fair deal for Ukraine, but the conditions proposed by Russia were unacceptable. Moscow's suggestion includes ceding Ukrainian territory to Russia and limiting the country's military to restrictions not typically seen by countries not forced to fully surrender. So once again, guys, they're really trying to get this thing done. I mean, look at this one here 1 hour ago. New peace talks set to take place between Ukraine and U.S. in Miami, Florida today. So you have Alexander, an advisor in Ukrainian President Zelenskyy office, confirmed that a new peace talks are set to take place between Ukrainian representatives and United States officials in Miami today, December 5th, 2025. The new talks come after the U.S. President's Special Envoy Steve Witkoff met with Russian leader Putin in Moscow earlier this week. Now, Moscow talks ended without agreement, as Putin told Witkoff that some of the points in the U.S. plan were unacceptable. So we are seeing something else that is going on right now, and this is trending. This story here is trending. Putin meets Indian president as state visits concludes. There's a possibility this might be also related to the war. So Putin met Indian president at the presidential palace in New Delhi, wrapping up the protocol events of his state visit. A formal reception followed the talks, marking the conclusion of his trip. Earlier, Vladimir Putin held discussion with Prime Minister Narendra and addressed the Russian-Indian Business Forum. This has to do possibly with oil. Now, he arrived in India on Thursday, where Modi personally greeted him at the aircraft steps before hosting an informal meeting at his residence. And Kremlin, once again, the Kremlin aide, Jury, described those consultations as the centerpiece of the visit. High-level exchanges between Moscow and New Delhi have been a tradition since 2000, when Putin and then Prime Minister Atal signed a declaration of strategic partnership. The rhythm of visits was disrupted by C-19 2020 and global tensions, but resumed last year with Modi's trip to Moscow. Putin's latest visit is his first to India since 2021. And that's something very important. That's a big deal right there, guys. Now, I want to bring this up, and I did talk about this yesterday, but this is a very important update. 31 minutes ago, Zelenskyy jet in near miss with 4 drones. The Irish authorities are investigating 4 drones that appear to be trying to follow or intercept Ukrainian President Zelenskyy plane as it arrived in Dublin, according to the journal. The Irish Garda told Newsweek, and Garda does not comment on material published by third parties in response to an email query. The Irish Defence Forces subsequently told Newsweek, for operational security reasons, Oglan has no comment on the specific of any alleged incidents. However, Defense Forces support the security operation led by Anne Goddard was successfully deployed in multiple means, ultimately leading to a safe and successful visit by Zelenskyy to Ireland, the force's press officer said. All right, so that was very concerning. That news was very concerning about Zelenskyy and those drones. So you have these world leaders. They're traveling to many, many different parts of, again, countries around the world. So we have this news coming out too. Emmanuel Macron denies that he warned the U.S. would betray Ukraine. French President Emmanuel Macron has denied Thursday report that he and German Chancellor Friedrich had voiced their criticisms about America's peace efforts during a confidential phone call. I deny everything, Emmanuel Macron said, when asked about the report from German magazine. Now, we need the United States for peace. The United States need us for this peace to be lasting and robust. Emmanuel Macron also strongly denied suggesting during the call that the United States could betray Ukraine. Unity between Americans and Europeans on the Ukrainian issue is essential. And I say it again and again, we need to work together, Emmanuel Macron told reporters, according to Reuters. And he's right. All right, so we definitely seeing a lot of nation against nation building up, heavy fighting as Russian forces push into Vovchansk. It's another territory that could be taken by Russia. And again, Ukraine is just, they're going to be losing a lot more territory. So Russian troops have advanced into Vovchansk in Ukraine's Kharkiv region, attempting to entrench themselves among the ruins of the city, Ukrainian official said. Victor, head of communications for the Joint Forces grouping, described the situation as difficult, but noted that Ukrainian forces continue to hold positions in the southern and western district. There are simply not many buildings left to hold on to. So yes, unfortunately, there are Russian advances in the city of Vovchansk. That is not good news. That is absolutely not good news. They keep taking all these territory, and it's getting worse for Ukraine. Once again, Tranhobov added that drone warfare is shaping the battle, with both sides using unmanned systems to target infantry. Poor weather has limited Ukrainian drone operations, giving Russian forces an opening to conduct infiltrations and exploit their manpower advantage. Now it says here earlier, once again, Trahobov reported that Russian units had established a small zone of control along the Velokombolonk axis between Vovchansk and Kupiansk. Now, the General Staff of Ukraine stressed that despite Russian claims of territorial gains, Ukrainian defenders continue clearing operation in Vovchansk and Pokrovsk. Pokrovsk, it seems like it was taken already by Russia forces. I mean, they just literally just taking territories. Look at this one here. It's just getting worse and worse. All right, so once again, Kremlin says military operations would continue if talks fail. Once again, Russia will press ahead with its military campaign in Ukraine if diplomatic efforts fail to meet Moscow objective. Once again, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry said in an interview with RT. The special military operation continues with positive dynamics for Russian troops on the ground. Peskov noted, when asked what would happen if Kiev rejected Moscow peace terms, he stressed that Russia's position has remained unchanged since the Alaska summit. At the same time, Peskov said Moscow is prepared to show flexibility in negotiations and remains open to dialogue. He added that Russia is interested in pursuing serious talks based on a draft peace proposal prepared by U.S. President Donald Trump. Man. Here's another one. Russia's not messing around. Russia reports capture of 7 settlements. Strike across Ukraine. Man. There's going to be a lot of videos of nation against nation. The Bear, Russia Defense Ministry said Friday, December the 5th, 2025, its forces captured 7 settlements between November 29th and December the 5th, including, I'm going to skip these names here, guys. Now, let me just highlight it. Try to pronounce all these words. It's just, it's brutal. Units also advanced in Zaporizhzhia, taking Zelenskyy, Dnipropetrovsk, and Chervoniai. I truly apologize about some of these words. The ministry reported 1 large-scale and 4 combined strike on Ukrainian military infrastructure during the week, targeting defense industry sites, fuel depots, transport hubs, and drone facilities. According to the update, Russian battlegrounds inflicted heavy losses across multiple fronts. The ministry claimed that the battle group center alone caused more than 3,200, look at this, Ukrainian casualty, while battle groups north, west, south, east, and Dnipro reported additional losses, ranging from several hundred to over 1,500 personnel each. Equipment destroyed, including tanks, armored vehicles, artillery systems, and electronic warfare station. Man! Russia also said its Black Sea Fleet destroyed 7 Ukrainian naval drones, while air defenses intercepted more than 1,100 unmanned aerial vehicles and several missiles, including U.S.-made HIMARS rockets. You guys get the picture here. They really dropping the hammer. You have a member of NATO, Sweden, to direct aid towards Ukraine. Sweden announced Friday, December the 5th, 2025, It will phase out development aid to 5 countries and redirect funds to support Ukraine. International Development Cooperation and Foreign Trade Minister Benjamin Dausa said assistance in Zimbabwe, Tanzania, and all these other regions will be wound down in the coming years. The move reflects the government's shift in priorities since taking office in 2022, when it began reducing aid to more than 10 countries, including Burkina Faso and Mali. Officials said that the reallocation is intended to boost Ukraine as it continues to face Russia's invasion. Wow. So what are your thoughts on all this here, guys? I mean, we have some more, but I'm thinking about breaking it up. There's some very concerning times of war. At the same time, they are trying to discuss peace. All right, so you got two things happening, peace and war. They're trying to find some kind of solution to end all this war. At the same time, Donald is furious. He is not pleased with Putin. Putin saying, well, I don't like what you bring to the table. I just don't like it. So what's next? Well, only time will tell. But NATO, they're preparing for worst case scenario. WW3. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the description, in the comments box. And I want to thank every single one of you for your support. Make sure you triple check that notification bell. And again, hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Till next time later. Peace.